a master among men, and the master trainer. I fully acknowledge your need and readily accept my responsibility in making sure it shames and hurts and humiliates you. But because I am superior, I demand that it never destroys you. I demand that your loss becomes a gain, not for one selfish, immature brat, but a whole culture of superiors and inferiors, controllers and robots, masters and pigs and pups and slaves. I am here to make sure that your loss is felt, but goes on to fund things like this session, asshole. Things that are good for all pigs and true superiors out there. I make sure that you tithe until you are owned, and then everything you have is owned by a superior. But that desire is so far secondary to the pleasure from the spiritual satisfaction and physical pleasure from serving your superior that you won't even remember it by then. And you won't ever be able to reach a point in that life if you end up serving a manipulative and destructive immature brat, a fake superior, which is lower than a true inferior. That won't actually dominate and control you, but only suck you into the addictive and destructive cycle of behavior they themselves are helpless to. You need to feel the loss of cash submission to be both punishing and pleasurable by me, asshole. You need to learn to do it when you have to until you grow up and grow out of it and learn to seriously invest in yourself and your superior and owner rather than your lust. Not that at this time you will stop tithing me. In fact, by then your own standard of living should be raised and not lowered, and you will know the importance of supporting a true superior like me, because the fact is I'm giving you a truth that destroys the fantasy. But in doing so, I'm not fulfilling that fantasy, but saving you and other slaves from a life of emptiness and promoting false superiors. You tithe me and make it felt in your bank account because you are learning to move beyond this immediate need and graduate to a higher level of service. You tithe me to save the rest of it for your owner and true superior. You tithe me to support the master trainer and his philosophy and lifestyle of spreading that philosophy and teaching inferior slaves that happiness beyond physical pleasure lies in their future. You tithe me because I teach by example and lead nowhere I have not been myself. You tithe me because you are confident that it stops a self-destructive cycle that really only amounts to masturbation. You tithe me because you would rather see a slave tithe a true superior than be forced to pay up to a false impostor. You tithe me because my knowledge of your weakness is my power over you. And the truth I have demonstrated you leaves you with no other outlet, fucker. Now you gift me instead of tithe me. And when you gift me, you are absolutely grateful for the changes I have made in your life. You gift me because unlike tithes, it never goes back into work, but is just a simple gift and often a small diversion to me, the master trainer, the senator of mind control. A small amount of time for me to relax and unwind and be amused. That and the power and being a true superior. Now hold on, asshole, here comes the reduction you need to make it safely out of my money pig trance. And now, pig, it is time for me to drag you out of this violent mind fuck and throw your pig ass back into the real world. Because of the depth I have taken you in this session, you should fear ever being cut off in the middle, held immobile, physically barely aware for an indefinite amount of time, helpless to the harsh realities of life. This is your hypnotic reduction to my money pig sessions, to remind you not only about how much control I have over you, money pig, but that you are a pig, and my money pig. You are Senator's money pig. 10% belongs to him, the other 90% to your owner. You are a pig. You are Senator's money pig.